911, what's the address of the emergency? 911.
I need help. My husband.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
I need help. I need help. My husband was shot. I need help.
Okay, and tell me exactly what happened.
My husband bought us some food, and he left out, and me and my son were eating, and I just heard gunshots. And I put myself in the room, and I came outside, and my husband was on the ground.
Your husband's outside? Okay, stay on the line with me. Ma'am, take a deep breath. How many shots did you hear, ma'am? Ma'am, did you see anybody around? Ma'am? Okay. You didn't see anyone? Okay. Ma'am? Hello? Ma'am, take a deep breath with me, okay?
No, just let him help him, okay?
Let
Let him help him. It's tight right there. Just let him help him. Just let him
They're
help
not getting him up.
him. Yes, they are. They're working on him, okay?
This is 21-year-old Kemia Hassle, and she sent her husband, Army Sergeant Tyrone Hassle, to pick up food on New Year's Eve 2018. But instead, she heard several gunshots right outside their home, finding him shot and barely alive. When deputies arrived, Kemia would initially claim her husband's gunshot wounds were possibly from a violent drive-by, but it didn't take long for detectives to start noticing holes in her story. What detectives didn't realize was that Kemia was hiding her secret love affair with a fellow soldier, and in reality, knew exactly what was going on. Tyrone Hassle was described as an aspiring young athlete and man. Tyrone was heavily involved in sports as a teenager, staying out of trouble and gaining a scholarship for track. It was in college that he decided to enlist in the Army to get out of Benton Harbor for a better life. That is where he met his wife, Kemia Hassle. Young and in love, the pair were deployed to South Korea together, where they were blessed with their 1.5-year-old son, Tyrone Hassle IV. On the day Tyrone was shot, Tyrone confided in his father and told him how happy he was. Happy with his new career, happy with his family, and happy to be home. Blissfully unaware of what was about to happen to him.
Yeah, shooting. Guy on the ground.
Are you kidding me? That door's Colfax.
Hey, no, just let him help him, okay?
They're not getting him up.
Let him help him. It's tight right there. Just let him help him. Just let him
They're
help him.
not getting him up.
Yes, they are. They're working on him, okay? Just relax. Just relax, okay? Let them do their job. Let them do their job. They're getting. Relax.
They're not getting him back.
Just relax, okay? I saw one there. Here. Pull your step. Got another one right here. Alright. Hang on. Okay, go this way.
Tyrone still has a faint pulse, and while EMS is preparing to take Tyrone to the hospital, deputies start to set the area up as a crime scene. They were not confident he would make it through the night.
There's right under your foot. There's one, Mike.
Where's this? Third one's right here. Okay. There's one right here as well. We got four.
5. We got 5 right there. They said there's 6 casings or 5. I saw 4. I don't know if I missed one or what.
Well, there's one over here. I think there's one out here somewhere. There's one, 2, 3.
And then number 4 is right there.
I don't think he made it in the truck. I think he was outside the truck.
Looks like his keys were.
Yeah, right in his hand right there.
Yeah, he must have been. Whoever it was must have been lying in wait, huh?
That's what I'm thinking.
Or with him or something.
They didn't see a car.
We've got metal detectors in the truck. We'll be able to scan this better.
Try it maybe underneath the car a little bit further.
I was going to run that plate and get a vent and stuff in case we do have to go.
And they say his phone's in the truck.
With the extent of Tyrone's injuries, he sadly passed away on New Year's Day 2019. The next day, investigators interview friends and family to get more information on possible suspects. At this point, detectives were aware that Tyrone's younger half-brother, Benny, was involved in some questionable crowds and explored the possibility that Tyrone could have been mistaken as a target.
Oh, it's at this one?
Yeah, he might be home. I don't know, but he's certainly not here.
I'm sorry. You need your dog in? Oh, she forgot. Hello.
Somebody here?
Yeah. You guys sleeping?
No.
Oh. Can we come in and talk to you for a second? Are you dressed? All right.
Is this your dog or? No, that's the neighbor's dog. Hey, how you guys doing? Good. Hey, can we talk to you for a minute? Fine. Oh, and that girl, it's cold out there.
This didn't bother anyone.
Well, that's
No.
what we're learning. We're trying to
Nothing.
figure this out.
He didn't bother anyone. He didn't have enemies. He wasn't a rowdy person. So
Right.
it's hard to believe him out of all people. But he's one of the most humblest people that you can meet, honestly.
And that's
Yeah.
what that's why we're like.
Yeah.
Was he out messing around at all? You know?
No, he came here to visit on New Year's, late New Year's, to go back home to him, his wife, and she just had a baby. I want to say the baby's probably like 9 months, 6
Yeah,
months.
it's young.
Oh, so
Oh,
that's
they were
probably
just
so
gonna
they're
take
going to
that
go
time.
out to visit family
Yeah.
out there, right?
No, family's here, and then she has family, and they were just visiting their family, but he was
Okay.
going to go back home to what I understand on
Okay.
the 1st, which was yesterday, but he didn't make it to go back home, but...
Because this isn't. I've been in homicides for. This is a.
Yeah, I just...
This is weird.
He's not a rowdy person
Right.
at all. He's not a troublemaker kind of person. He's not affiliated with gangs or anything.
Right,
So it's just hard to believe that.
Do you know much about his wife at all?
With several interviews, everyone seems to agree that Tyrone was well-liked and had no enemies. The lead that it could have been a drive-by was seeming less likely, so detectives pry more into Kemia's relationship with Tyrone. Detectives have not fully ruled her out, but they haven't gotten much information yet that would suggest her involvement either. For almost 10 days, detectives followed up on all of the tips they received from the public, but none led to any suspects. Nothing panned out, and they came up empty-handed. Then, on the day before Tyrone's funeral, detectives receive a tip that would give them the lead they needed.
Why you think this happened the way you do?
I'll help you with that. So they were all in Korea, and that's where it started. He and the girl had a relationship going on, and that the guy that died had said something to him, so they had words, and then he had threatened him.
And what I think I heard you understand is this relationship started in Korea, and there was a words exchanged or a confrontation between the husband, Tyrone, and the killer there.
Right. I don't know if it's there or here. The only thing is that the funeral is tomorrow. You guys should look at the wife.
The person leaving the tip remained anonymous, but knew that Tyrone had confronted a lover of Kemia's back in South Korea. This gave detectives something to go off of, and they contacted authorities at Fort Stewart, Georgia, where Kemia and Tyrone were stationed. 2 soldiers came forward. One, letting the military police know that Tyrone did know about the affair and identified Kemia's lover as Specialist Jeremy Quayler, and the second soldier confirmed that Jeremy had recently purchased a Glock pistol from him only 2 weeks prior. This gave authorities enough to place Jeremy under arrest and begin to question him. However, after being read his Miranda rights, he elected to stop speaking with the authorities until a lawyer was present. Meanwhile, back in Benton Harbor, Michigan State Police investigators bring Kemia in for questioning to see what her involvement was. She previously spoke with investigators and made no mention of any affairs or troubles in their relationship.
He just started working you? Did it start in Korea? Is that where everything started going? Because there's no doubt about it. This whole relationship's going.
In Korea, that's where it started. Like, we weren't sexual or anything, but we were really close.
But you are now.
We're really close.
You guys were probably sexual somewhere throughout all this. You have to be to have this kind of, for him to get this hold on you, he's had to break through sexually to you, I'm guessing, first.
Not even just sexually. I just was feeling so bad, like, with Todd. Like, nothing me not wanting to be with him, but just how I was being treated. I was just feeling so bad. And it's just like he was just there, like, listening and everything. Like, he listened, like, he listened to me. And
Initially, Kemia admitted to the affair with Jeremy Quayler, but denied any involvement in her husband's murder. When asked if she would take a polygraph test, she actually agreed.
You are not the one pulling the trigger. You need to get out front of this for your son, because you have a future. And I'm telling you, when they come and talk to me, I want to be able to say, hey, I gave her a test. Would she be involved with something? She's sorry that this occurred. Without a doubt you are, but don't let him put you underneath the bus, because that's where it's going right now.
Once the results of the polygraph test were in, the detective confronted Kemia. She showed deception, meaning she was lying about her involvement with orchestrating the death of Tyrone. It didn't take long for her to admit to her involvement. Kemia had been communicating through text and Snapchat with Jeremy after they had left South Korea.
When we were in Korea, I can't really pinpoint exactly when it was, but me and Todd had this big argument, and then, I came back into the building, and I was talking to Jeremy. I'm like, man, I don't want to be with him no more. Like, and he was like, I can handle that, and I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, I can handle it.
Kemia complained that Tyrone wasn't loving her enough. It seemed that Jeremy would do anything for her and resolved to take care of him, according to Kemia. The other motive that remained was the life insurance that would pay out $400,000 after Tyrone's death.
The money is part of it, yes.
Okay.
But the main reason being is because I just felt like if I would have called it off, like, Jeremy probably would have, like, been upset at the fact that I called it off. And I didn't want him, like, mad at me.
Okay, but you understand, though, calling it off would have saved your husband's life. You could have divorced him. Was Ty a bad man?
Not bad enough for this.
Kemia was arrested for Tyrone's murder, and her phone call to her mother from jail further solidified her confession.
What's going on tonight?
I'm in the jail.
Why are you in jail?
Because I knew what was going on.
What you mean you knew what was going on?
I knew what was going on with Tyrone.
You what?
I knew what was happening.
Come on, are you serious? You gotta be kidding.
I'm serious, Mom. I just knew that you would be disappointed. I just felt bad.
Girl, you 22 years old, and these people talking about something you was living a double life and you done had your husband killed, the father of your child, and you talking about I'd be disappointed? No, I'm disappointed in this. Come on, is somebody coercing you to say this stuff? Because this sounds like a TV show, a dream.
No, they're not, Mom.
I can't hear you.
No, they're not.
But did y'all think y'all could get away with that?
Thought that we could.
Although Jeremy was in custody and his fellow soldiers had testimony to his actions, investigators still needed to gather more physical evidence to gain his conviction. Snapchat messages between Kemia and Jeremy showed that Kemia was reporting Tyrone's movements. Jeremy had planned to carry out the murder several times, but there were too many people around until Kemia let Jeremy know that Tyrone would be alone. She gave Jeremy a heads up of when Tyrone would be back. Jeremy's cell phone location placed him in the area at the time of the murder, as well as new scanning technology from the police. They were able to scan traffic cameras that caught Jeremy's license plate within a 2-block radius of the crime scene at the time of the murder. Jeremy was waiting for an unsuspecting Tyrone and ambushed him as soon as he walked outside to his truck. Kemia then called 911 and played the role of the hysterical, distraught wife. She even went along with the charade for all of the public. Those fake tears were the only tears she shed. She never cried during questioning and showed no emotion or remorse at her trial. Kemia was convicted on July 18, 2019, of first-degree premeditated murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. She was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Jeremy Quayler was convicted of second-degree murder and took a plea deal where he would serve 65 years in prison, or would run the risk of additional charges from the U.S. military and death row if his case had gone to trial. Tyrone Hassle III was a man of honor and integrity. This was a tragic loss of life. The person who suffered the most was their son, Tyrone Hassle IV, who has lost his mother and father.